Hi everybody, my name's Karen Openshaw and Dr. Charles has asked me to do a practical mindfulness session suitable for Christians who practice mindfulness. There are so many connections between Christian spiritual practices down the centuries and the practice of mindfulness, and I do hope that comes through in this session. We could have done a breathing practice. The focus in secular mindfulness meditation is often on the movement of the breath, or on the body as a body scan. As Christians, we know that we are God-breathed. Pneuma is from the Greek for breath, which also means spirit. In Genesis, God breathed breath into the dust to create Adam. And our bodies are a gift from God. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, knit together in our mother's womb. I could have led you in a Lectio Divina as a meditation on Scripture. But actually today, what I'd like to do is base my meditations on prayer. Firstly, I'm going to remind you about one of the many, many verses from Scripture that speaks about the mindfulness of God and our need to be mindful of God's presence. Later on than God breathing life into Adam, later in the book of Genesis, Jacob has a dream. When he awakes from the dream, he says this: "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." We shouldn't need to fall asleep to become aware of the reality that God is everywhere. He is with us always. If we are watchful, aware, awake, mindful, we can practice the presence of God. We are always standing on holy ground, in a thin place, at the gate of heaven. We need to open the ears of our heart in order to let the indwelling Spirit hear. Meditation, sometimes known in Christian practices as meditative or centering prayer, is a really effective way to do this. So what I want us to do now is just take a few moments to notice our breath. Just breathe. How often do we really notice our breath? How often do we notice that we are breathing? How often are we in touch with what's going on in our bodies? So just take a few moments now and just breathe. Don't try to change the breath, just notice. And now I'm going to say what's known as the Jesus prayer. And the words are: Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And when I say Lord Jesus Christ, breathe in, breathe out when I say Son of God, breathe in when I say have mercy on me, and breathe out when I say a sinner. So Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And one last time. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. So obviously you could use that as a meditative practice, as an opportunity to become mindful in the present moment and to become mindful of the presence of God. Well, James Finley from the Centre for Action and Contemplation says this: as you develop the habit of meditation, you will become more skilled in learning to enter more directly into a quiet state of meditative openness to God. Little by little, you will experience yourself becoming more familiar with the inner landscape of your newly awakened heart. Isn't that beautiful? As your newly awakened heart is allowed to repeatedly rest in meditative awareness, it slowly discovers its centre of gravity in the hidden depths of God. Mindfulness is about remaining in the present moment, whatever that looks like. Welcoming, accepting, moving toward what is, not pushing things away, accepting them and knowing, in the words of Lady Julian of Norwich, that this too will pass and all will be well. In a moment, we're going to practice the welcoming prayer. It was developed by Mary Mrozowski after she suffered a car accident. She was inspired by Abandonment to Divine Providence, an early 18th century spiritual work by Jesuit priest and spiritual director, Father Jean-Pierre de Caussade, and the practice was popularised by Father Thomas Keating. So please now get relaxed and comfortable, preferably with your feet on the floor, perhaps your arms gently in your lap. Rather than looking at the screen, perhaps you could close your eyes or lower your gaze. And there may be some background noise here. There may be some background noise where you are. The whole idea of becoming practiced at meditation is that you just notice, that you don't judge, and you come back to the practice. So as I pray this prayer, what I want you to do is notice your feelings, emotions, thoughts, sensations, and those commentaries in your mind. Notice what's going on in your body. Just notice, don't judge, and begin to let things go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it is for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval and pleasure. I let go of my desire for survival and security. I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I open to the love and presence of God and God's action within. Amen. I'm going to repeat it now, but using the words, God, I give to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it is for my healing. God, I give to you all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. God, I give to you my desire for power and control. God, I give to you my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. God, I give to you my desire for survival and security. God, I give to you my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I open myself to the love and presence of God and God's action within. Amen. And I'm going to repeat that one last time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it's for my healing. God, I give you all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. God, I give you my desire for power and control. God, I give you my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. God, I give you my desire for survival and security. God, I give you my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I open myself to the love and presence of God and God's action within. Amen. And now, as we draw to a close, I want you to notice any feelings and thoughts that still remain. And I want you to give them to God. This welcoming prayer is a very mindful prayer. One that you can practice over and over. Make it part of your mindful meditation practice. Whatever's going on around you, you can take yourself and you can make it simpler. If you're angry, God, I give you my anger. If you're sad, God, I give you my sadness. Anything we recognise and accept becomes easier to pass. And we're going to do a little bit of movement now. So do keep your eyes closed for the moment. And I just want you to begin to rub your hands gently together and begin to work some friction into the palms of your hands. And then when they become warm, just place them gently over your closed eyes. Just cup the eyes behind the palms and open your eyes behind your palms, and then gradually begin to open the fingers out to just begin to let a little light through. And draw your fingers down your face, perhaps giving yourself a little gentle massage on the way down. Just a massage here. And a havening movement is to just do this, which is a self-soothe. And a bit like with meditation, it releases oxytocin into the body, which is the feel-good hormone, which I would liken to what is known as and described as the peace of the Lord. So that feeling that comes over you when you are meditating on the presence of God, when you are meditating, that feeling, that oxytocin release, which counteracts noradrenaline, the stress hormone, is like the peace that passes all understanding. So, okay. So I am going to continue with some more prayerful meditation, but I just want us to do a little bit of movement. Just maybe move your shoulders back a little bit and forward. Do be careful. And then maybe just circle right. You know your own body. If you've got problems with your neck or your spine, maybe this isn't for you. But if so, let's just bring ourselves back into this present moment. And let's take some deep breaths. So as you breathe in, lift your arms and drop them down. And again. And again. Wonderful. Wonderful. And with the breath, if you are in a stressful situation, just a minute of breathing is enough to kind of reconnect with your senses, reconnect with that present moment, be mindful. And if you do a longer out breath than an in breath, that connects with your parasympathetic nervous system. It makes that begin to respond, and that brings about a sense of calm. It affects the amygdala in the brain, which means that is not on hyper alert. So anyway, I'm not going to go into all the science. Please do perhaps read the publication that myself and Bishop Chris Edmondson have just written called Mindfulness as Mission Gift. Have a little look in there, and there's a fabulous reading list, and people with far more expertise than myself and will be able to tell you about the benefits of practicing mindfulness and meditation. And indeed, throughout the conference, you have heard the experts on Christianity and mindfulness in this field. So, okay. So, in my secular, and I use the term loosely because I don't believe it anywhere is secular, as we heard before. This place is the place of God, the gates of heaven. But in my secular work, I do a monthly mindfulness session. I choose a topic relating to mindfulness, health or well-being. I share a mindful thought on the topic and a mindful action. We do a meditation, and then we finish with the kindness metta. And it's my opportunity to gently and with respect share my faith. Because I always say, if you are a person of faith, then this is a prayer. If not, then it is a mantra. And the words of the kindness metta are, may I be safe. May I be free from inner and outer danger and harm. May I be safe and protected. May I be free of mental suffering or distress. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be strong. May I be able to live in this world happily, peacefully, joyfully, and with ease. And I've written a very specifically Christian prayer based on this kindness metta, on which I would like to end. And the session is half an hour, I've sent through to Dr. Charles the prayers that I've used today in this session. So hopefully they will be on screen when I finish, so that you are able to just sit with them, to reflect, to be mindful, and to meditate on God's presence. So, merciful God, we live in a broken world, but know that you want good things for us, your children. Thank you for your mindfulness of us. We pray that you would keep us safe under your mighty wing, protecting us from inner and outer danger and harm. Free us of mental suffering or distress as we take every thought obedient to Christ. Renew our health and strength each morning as you've promised you will. As we live out our lives loving you, our neighbours and ourselves, help us to shine to your glory. In all circumstances, make us joy-filled people of peace, ever mindful of your presence with us. Amen. And may God richly bless you all.